What's up guys, Wuela.Amalia here. Welcome to my hobbies. So today we're going to be trying to create my own shirt. Now, I never done this before, so bear with me. So this is the shirt we're working on right now. So because I hadn't thought of taking a photo or a picture before I cut it, I'm just going to show you a video of what I'm wearing right now since the texture and size is very similar. Here's me measuring myself. I turned out to be a 31, so when I was measuring up my fabric, I had added about 5 extra inches just to give me a wiggle room in case I messed up. I had watched some videos about sewing and they had each said I should clamp or bobby pin my clothes just so that they wouldn't move around and to give me a clear line to follow for when I was sewing, which proven so much helpful because when I was sewing, I could not do a straight line to save my life. The amount of beef I had with this thingamabob scissor thing was undescribable. I had got my sisters to help me and it would not work. It would just shred my fabric like it did not promise to give me the most straightest cut on the box. I don't know if it was just me and I didn't know how to use it or this just did not work. It did start working a little bit, but when I moved to the other side, it just kept malfunctioning and stuff. So I just switched to my dual scissors, which did the job. Okay, I did not have to color my scissors like that, but yeah, they did work much better, much better. Like, do you see how crisp that line is? I'm just gonna be so for real right now. For the sewing part, it was so much of a struggle and a hassle. I don't know what it was, if it was a needle, the machine, me, but my fabric kept getting stuck into the machine and my thread would just break off from the needle over and over again, and I don't know why. I would just say that was the most annoying part, to just have to thread my needle back in again just for it to break or for my needle to get jammed in the thing for some odd reason. I would just poke around at it until it get unjammed just to continue my project. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's a horrible thing to just do this. I'm just saying it will be a little frustrating, especially as a beginner, as myself, and as you maybe. But I did end up getting to work, and I was able to sew. My shirt, finally, as you can see, I did mess up a bit, and there was holes where I sewed the hemline or whatever it's called. I just ended up hand sewing that together and just redoing it because I had ended up sewing too close anyway, so I just made a new line and just sewed any mistakes up by hand. As I am now almost done with the shirt, it is time to see how it looks and try it on. Before I put it on, it did look a little small, so I was already skeptical. I tried it on anyways, and it indeed was small. Luckily, I didn't cut off the flaps yet, so I was able to push the sew line out and make it fit a bit more. I cut off the right side flaps before pushing the left side sew line out and cutting the flaps along with it too. And then I also tried to close the sewing up just to make sure it wouldn't mess up, but my machine kept malfunctioning or just jamming up, so I just ended up not doing it at all. Honestly, it didn't really matter in the end because, let's be for real, I did not know how to even do that. So I just ended up sewing my old left side sewing line by hand with my safety pin because I didn't have that little seam ripper that could just rip the stuff easily. So I just spent 30 minutes doing that. Not gonna lie, it was low-key kind of satisfying to rip my thing up and seeing it loosen up in real time. That was just kind of calming since I was so overstimulated that my sewing machine would not cooperate with me. By the time I was done doing that, I did not have the energy to fix the top or the bottom. I just was not feeling it because my sewing machine would still not work with me. But this is the ending, and I had my sister help me a little bit. She told me I made some holes and I just sewed them up by hand because I could not stand to look at my sewing machine anymore today, as I was really tired now. But in the end, it was so much fun and I felt so accomplished with myself that I actually did this, even if it was a heartache and so much to pull out. But But one thing I will say, this is very time consuming, and if you don't enjoy it, do not do it. I'm telling you, do not do it, because you are going to hate it, despise it, and everything. Hi, I hope you liked the video. Feel free to like and subscribe and comment down below any suggestions and tips you have for me as a beginner sewer.